Morning students, welcome you all for this wonderful session. In this wonderful session you are going to learn data abstraction. So what is data abstraction? What are all the contents are there? This is what we are going to learn today. So the contents from the chapter 2 data abstraction, you are going to learn introduction about abstraction, data abstraction, and next one is what is the abstract data type, how the abstract data types can be implemented, and next one is constructor and selectors, a representation of abstract data type using rational numbers. This is not an important thing. The fourth one, representation of abstract data type using rational numbers, and next one is list and tuples. These things you have learned already while taught 8th lesson, ninth lesson. And next one is data abstraction structure. These are all the things you are going to learn from this session. Okay, let's introduce the lesson. What is data abstraction? It is a powerful concept in computer science. It allows the programmers to treat code as objects. The data abstraction is allowing the programmers to treat the computer programming language code as objects. For example, car, object, pencil. These are all comes under objects. So here in data abstraction, programmers need not to worry about how the code is implemented. Instead of that, they have to know how it works. That is what they have to know in data abstraction. They no need to know how the code has been implemented. Instead of that, just they have to know how the code works. That is what they have to know in data abstraction. And next one is data abstraction provides modularity. Modularity I have explained already many times. Modularity is nothing but splitting the program into many modules. That is what known as modules. Modularity. And next one is class structure. Classes in this chapter, classes are always as well as known as structures, and it is the representation of abstract data type. Classes and structures are the representation of abstract data type. How we are using classes, how we have used classes in C++, that is also a best example of data abstraction. And next one is abstract data type. So what is abstract data types? Abstract data types is the type for objects whose behavior is defined by a set of value and set of operations. Abstract data type is going to define an object behavior by set of values and set of operations. See, for a class we are going to create an object in C++, but the class contains number of variables, values, and number of operations, number of functions. All the things have been bundled within the object. That is what abstract data type. And next, it does not specify, the abstract data type does not specify how data will be organized in memory and what algorithms will be used for implementing the operations. Instead of that, how it is going to be worked, that is what the abstract data type going to describe. This is called abstract because it gives an implementation independent view. Next one is, this is what you have to write for exam point of view to get the marks. What is abstraction? The process of providing only the essential and hiding the details is known as abstraction. Providing the essential information and hiding the unwanted information is known as data abstraction. This is what called as data abstraction. In data structure and algorithms, the abstract data types can be implemented by using linked list, stack, queue, doubly linked list. These are all the best examples of abstract data type. The best real-time example of abstract data type is, if you are driving a car, at the time of giving accelerator, how the car works. That is what you have to know. How the car moves. That is what you have to know. You have to know what happened after giving the accelerator. That is enough to know. If you are driving a car as a driver, after giving the accelerator, it is enough to know what is the function of accelerator. After giving the accelerator, the car started to move. That is what you have to know. No need to know how it moves. What are the process happening after giving the accelerator. These are all the things are unwanted details. These details have to be hide. Only the essential thing is after giving the accelerator what will happen. It will start to move. That is the essential thing. That is what called as abstract here. To facilitate data abstraction, we have to create two different functions. One is constructor, another one is selector. One is constructor, another one is selector. Here what is constructor? Constructor are the function which is used to create abstract data type, that build the abstract data type. And next one is selectors. Selectors are also a function which is used to retrieve the information from the abstract data type. That is what selector. Constructors are the function that build the data type, abstract data type. Constructors are the function which is used to create the abstract data type. Selectors are also the function that is used to retrieve the information from the abstract data type. What abstract data type have been created by the constructor function, that abstract data types information can be retrieved with the help of selectors function. Now we will see an example in your book. See here, for example, I am going to create a abstract data type called city with the help of make city constructor. Here make city is like as constructor. With the help of make city constructor, I am going to create an abstract data type called city. In city, just I am going to create what with the help of function constructor. I am going to create an abstract data type city. The city doesn't have any essential, the city doesn't have any information. Instead of that, it have only a function called make city. The make city function has three different parameters called name of the city, latitude and longitude. And I'm going to retrieve the information from the abstract data type city with the help of these selectors function. These three known as selectors function. Get name is a selector function, get latitude is a selector function, get longitude is a selector function. For those three functions, I'm going to use the city as a parameter, because the city data type only contains the name of the city, latitude of the city and longitude of the city. This is how we have to create an abstract data type with the help of constructor function, and we are going to retrieve the values of abstract data type with the help of selectors function. And next one is a small pseudocode they have given. Compute the distance between two city. Distance is the function city 1, city 2. Distance is the constructor function. Distance is the constructor function. And get lat of city 1, get long of city 1. These are all selector function. And LT2, LG2. These are all what known as constructor function or abstract data type. These two things are known as abstract data type. LT1, LG1, LT2, LG2. These two things are known as abstract data type. With the help of selectors, I am going to retrieve the information of abstract data type. Here get lat and get long, these two are going to read the latitude and longitude of the city. And here LT1 becomes the value of get lat city 1, LG1 becomes the value of get long city 1, and LT2 becomes the value of get lat city 2. The next one is LG2 becomes the value of get long city 2, and this is what the value of distance. Already I have explained you, selectors are nothing but the functions retrieve the information from the abstract data type, that is what selectors. Already I have explained you, get name, get lat, get long, these are all selector functions. These three selector functions are used to retrieve the information from the abstract data type city. Next one, a small pseudo code for making constructor and selector. Constructor make point xy are the parameters, return xy, these are all the lines comes under constructor. Selector, we are going to get x coordination and y coordination point we are going to retrieve from the uh, make point constructor function. And next one is representation of abstract data type using rational numbers. We are going to represent abstract data numbers with the help of rational numbers. Rational numbers are nothing but the fractional numbers are known as rational numbers. How we are getting rational numbers? Division of a whole number, division of a even number by odd number. After dividing an even number by odd number, we can get rational numbers as a result. Any program contains two parts. When you're going to write a program, it contains two parts. One is that operates on the abstract data. The second one is part of the defines concrete representation. In concrete in concrete data representation, the definition for each function is known, but the abstract data representation, each definition of a function is unknown. See here, it contains two parts, one is numerator, another one is denominator. After dividing the numerator by denominator only, we are going to get approximation of rational number. Here 8 divided by 3, 8 is numerator, 3 is denominator. After dividing 8 by 3, we can get 2.66 as what? A result. And next one is for designing programs, we have to use wishful thinking. We are going to use a powerful strategy called wishful thinking for designing programs. If I'm telling you after giving a concept, you have to write a program for this concept. I'm ordering you all. After getting the order from me, each and every one thinking is different. According to your thinking, you are going to design the program for the concept. That is what we are going to use here. For designing programs, we are going to use wishful thinking. Wishful thinking means what I am thinking as my wish, that will be retrieved there. That is what wishful thinking is here. And next one is list and tuples. Already I taught in the lesson 9, list, tuples, set, dictionary. These are all the abstract data types of Python programming language. List, it is constructed by placing expressions within a square bracket. The elements of list will be placed within, the elements of list will be placed within square bracket, and each and every element will be separated by commas. Such an expression is called as literal here. This is how we have to create a list in Python programming language. After creating the list in Python programming language, we can access the elements of a list in two ways. One is we can access the elements of list as a multiple elements like this. First, list is equal to 10 comma 20. This is the first method after x comma y is equal to list. The in the above example, x will become 10 and y will become 20. When you are going to access the element of 10, it is enough to access the variable x. If you would like to access the value 20, it is enough to call y. This is the first method. Second method for accessing the element is with the help of index value we can access the elements. List, if you are accessing lst 0, the first value will be retrieved from the list. If you are using lst 1, at the time the second value of the list will be retrieved. It is just like as array. The index value always starts with 0 itself. 0 means first value will be retrieved, 1 means second value will be retrieved. Next one is tuples. Already I have explained you, tuple is a comma separated value within a normal parenthesis. The values will be surrounded by normal brackets. Tuples is also very similar to list. The difference between these two is the list of elements. The elements of a list will be surrounded by square brackets. The elements of tuples will be surrounded by normal parentheses. That is what the main difference between list and tuple here. But another difference is there. The elements of list can be changed, but tuple is immutable. We are not able to change the elements of a tuple once it is assigned. Next one is representation of tuple as a pair. This is how, see, these elements are represented surrounded within normal parenthesis. If you are giving two elements within a list or a tuple, that can be represented as pair because two numbers are there, so that it is known as pair. Next one is abstraction in structure. When you're having the same type of elements within a variable, it is enough to create like this. It is enough to create like this. But when you have different data types elements within a code, at that time you have to create a class or structure. Here we are going to read 4 different colors. Instead of memorize all the colors, just it is enough to create a variable. Under the variable, memorize all the colors. It is very easy. Using a single variable for 4 colors, predict. For 4 colors, I am going to use a single variable called predict. Instead of using 4 separate variables, I am going to create a single variable for these 4 colors. For this declaration, using a single variable is correct method. But when you are going to give multi-item object, a different data type object within a list, at that time you are going to have multi-item object within a code. At that time you have to create a class or structure. Why? Because the list or tuple does not allow us to have a different multi-item object within list and tuple, so that we have to create structure or class. So see here, the class person have Padmasri, Bhaskar, and this is, these two things comes under string, and this one comes under number, and this one comes under combination of special symbols as well as strings. So that to handle this type of multi-item object, we have to create a structure. So see here, for this I have to create a class called structure. This is also called as structure. Class person is structure. Next one, creation is an object. Here I am going to create, I am going to give different variables, first name, last name, id, email. These are all the different variables. So that for handling the different types of variables, different types of data type variables, I have to create a class or structure, because list and tuple does not allow us to do multi-item objects within it. And next one is person is the class name, multi-part data representation. Within the class person, I can give multi-item, so that they have given like this. Next one is see here, let's main contents here. The main function starts here itself. P1 is the object of class person. For the class person, we have to create an object called P1. First name is Batmastri, last name is Bhaskar, ID is their phone number, and email is their email number. For handling multi-part, I mean multi-data item of different data types, we have to create a class. For the class, we have to create object. After creating the object, we have to access or call the function with the help of object. P1 dot person, or P1 dot get name, P1 dot first name, P1 dot last name, like that. So this is how we have to create structure for handling multi-item object, uh, for handling multi-part items. Next one, class. Here what is class? A class as a bundled data and functions that works on the data. Class is nothing, a bundled data, that is what class, because many data are there. Those bundled data that works on the data, the class is going to be works on the data, that is what class here. So students, it is also such a small lesson. Hopefully the I mean the thankfully god thank god the lesson has been completed, and I hope you all understand the lesson very well. If you have any doubts, make a note of it. Don't hesitate to call me after getting the doubt. Thank you all.